the Arc'teryx Acrux TR, whatever they're called. This is like a year on from my last review. I had a lot of questions in comments asking just like a variety of questions, and I've been sort of answering some of them, but I just thought, you know, I was gonna make another review with some more information I have on them now, especially because I just got back from a desert expedition in Morocco like sort of a month ago. So this is pretty much gonna be a review of, are these boots any good for a desert, you know what I mean? Because for everything else, they're pretty much fine, you know what I mean? There's like some issues that are gonna be like pretty systemic, whatever you do. I'll just go over what that is quickly. This boot, man, as nice as it is and as sexy as the Arc'teryx logo is, it's quite narrow. Like, I've got wide feet, and if you've got wide feet, what you're probably gonna find over the course of like a longer period of time is that this thing is gonna slowly push your little toe underneath your other toes, and then when you step on that like 100,000 times, it's gonna start to hurt. So I know there's like variations of like how boots are, like, you know, some are like wide fit and you have like barefoot boots and stuff that are foot shaped rather than toe shaped. This is a classic toe shaped boot. They took the widest part of your foot, which they measure the widest part of your foot to be this bit, and they've just ignored the toe. So yeah, if you've got wider feet and you're looking at going for like a long distance hike, I'd maybe look at some shoes that are designed for people with wider feet. That's certainly what I'm gonna do. So what I'm gonna do next time is I'm gonna get, when I go back to the desert or any type of hot, dry, or especially humid conditions, I'm gonna need to get a more specific boot. This is black, it's Gore-Tex. For walking around in Britain or in Poland, like I did in my last video, relatively short periods, a few days, overnight, day hikes, this boot performs exceptionally well. It kept all the water from the snow out of my feet and kept my feet dry. But in a desert, as much as Gore-Tex likes to say how breathable it is, it isn't, right? So I had to constantly cycle my socks because my feet got so wet and just damp from my own sweat. They would go all, you know, like bathtub wrinkly and pale. Every 4 hours or so I'd have to swap my socks out. And to stop my feet from just going like, they would just tear easily, you know what I mean? Because the skin was so soft because it was so wet. These things will keep the sweat in your feet or on your feet. And you know, like, it's difficult for a boot to actually be breathable, especially when it's so hot and you're sweating as much as that. I just think that other boots would do it better than this one would, because this is a very sealed up black Gore-Tex boot. So is this a desert boot? No, it's not a desert boot. It's the boot that I had and I took it to the desert. But the next time I go, because I think I'm going to be going in a few months back to Africa on another much longer extended expedition, these things are going to stay in my cupboard. They're great boots, I really like them. Are they worth £220 that Arc'teryx is asking for them? Not sure about that. I think that when you pay £220, you're paying for this little fancy logo more than anything. Because it's quite a unique design. Like I said in my last video, it's got this sort of, you know, ski boot style tongue where it's like connected here, you know what I mean? Like it's all one thing. It's kind of cool, but I wouldn't say it's exceptional. You know what I mean? It's like a pretty standard performing boot. Good boot, it works well, but it's not got anything that goes, wow, that's truly amazing, you know what I mean? The thing I'll point out as well is that one of the commenters actually on my video noticed this. On the toe crease here, where this sort of almost like black tape stuff meets the Gore-Tex, I'll try and bring this a bit closer. There's a little bit of fraying going on there, a little hole that's been created that's certainly going to damage its sort of, what's going to make it more permeable to water. And that's just from stepping on it like this, you know, all the time. This has taken about 1.5 years on my boots to appear, but apparently another commenter had this after just a few months. So yeah, that seems to be like a pretty inherent weakness in the design of this boot. Also, I can't think of every question you might have. This is just some like more information that I've sort of gathered pretty much specific to like very hot desert conditions, but any hot conditions really probably have the same issues. All the stuff that I said in my first review, I still agree with. I think that the conditions I talked about in my first review, like in Poland and Wales and stuff, yeah, this is a good boot, man. And you know, this ankle support, it saved me a couple times in Morocco. Like I would have, there's a few times when I was, you know, I fell, or like I rolled my ankle on some kind of bit of loose rubble, as most of that desert was. And these things, these bad boys, they saved me, you know what I mean? They kept me walking, which means that I could, you know, not perish somewhere in the desert. So if you have any more questions, just comment it below, and then I'll try and get back to you as fast as I can. I'll do what I can to help you out. Cool. All right, that's that. I'm gonna go for my lunch.